God calls himself, I am the Lord is my shepherd. It was also the metaphor used for the leaders of Israel. And it's one of the reasons that God was so um, adamant toward correcting where they went wrong. If you look at the prophet Ezekiel, there's the 34th chapter of Ezekiel is really called the shepherd chapter. We'll read a verse here, 34:4, where God is challenging the leaders of Israel and Judah. It says, "The weak you have not strengthened, the sick you have not healed, the injured you have not bound up, the strayed you have not brought back, and the lost you have not sought." And this leads into in verse 15 and 16, one of the most astonishing promises in the Old Testament. It's a prophecy of who Jesus is. When God says, I myself will be the shepherd of my sheep, and I myself will make them lie down, declares the Lord God. I will seek the lost. I will bring back the strayed. I will bind up the injured, and I will strengthen the weak. And you see right there immediately, that is who Jesus is. And Jesus says, I am the good shepherd. He is referencing that right there. I'm the one who's going to go out looking. That's exactly what Jesus claimed and did. One of the beautiful things about this metaphor is that we are all invited to do the same thing. And God uses very ordinary people to shepherd people. As we are shepherd, we're called to go out and shepherd. And that's why we brought Alex up here, because he has been doing this very thing for a couple of decades right here in Oxford. And he's not a stranger to Oxford, to OU. He's been here before, and he's been a ministry partner for several years. And he's been working with at-risk youth, underserved, under-resourced young people in our community, those who are most at risk of things. So, Alex, we're glad you're here. Really just share your story.
Gotcha.
Share your story. How'd you end up here? How'd you end up doing what you're doing? And yeah, tell us what you do.
Gotcha. Well, my name is Alex Coleman, for you all who don't know me. I came here in the hopes of going to college and going to the NFL.
Didn't work.
See how that worked out. Here I am. So, that was 1999. I came to Ole Miss, and, I had sent my little tape to everybody. Tommy Tupperville gave me a chance to touch the field, so I said, hey, that's where I'm going. And it was a blessing because I also had a grandmother who was here that I felt like was kind of on her last leg, but I loved her. And I said, I just wanted to be there when she passed. So I came and I was waiting for her to pass and waiting and waiting. That happened 2 years ago. She was 93 years old. So I was still here waiting. So anyway, I did what I said I was going to do for my grandmother. She really did a lot to help us out growing up. But when I came here to Ole Miss, I was living in the community, Spring Hill. I was renting a little place out there, and the kids would come and they would jump off the bus every day. And I'm a big grill guy. I love barbecuing. So I would just have my grill going every day, and I have my little things on there and just, sitting back studying accounting 101. I'll tell you about that later too. Didn't work out well. But anyway, one day these kids, they just started sitting on the side of the hill and just watching me cook every day. And I would just kind of look at them like, I guess that's what they do every day up here, sit on the side of the hill. So anyway, I didn't say anything. So one day, maybe after a couple of weeks of watching them, I was like, y'all want something to eat? And I mean, it was just like a recess time. They grabbed their bag, just ran down to me. And so they started coming there every day, about 4 kids, and just eat with me. And then they brought their friends, and there was 6. And they brought their friends, and there was 8. And it just kind of kept growing. So time goes on. I started going over to Riverside to help kids out. And so I was helping her and her brother. And one day I came probably a week later, and then there was just like this storm of kids skipping towards me with homework in hand and a fork in the other. And I'm just like, oh, crap. Like, this has really got out of hand. So anyway, we started getting other friends of mine from the football team and students at Ole Miss, and they would come out to Riverside, and we started doing this little kids camp every day, help the kids with their homework, bring them something to eat, whatever. And it just kept growing from there. And I would say too about kind of what had me have that mentality was that I grew up in a community that was very similar to that. You know, not a lot of resources, not a lot of people who wanted to help out, but God did something special for me in my life that I can see now. He started putting mentors in my life, but those people just were kind of put in my path on my way to being who I am today, and it showed me the importance of having mentors. And so I said to myself, you know, God, I don't ever want a kid to be around me and not have somebody that they could look up to, somebody that they could follow. And so Operation Life Vision was born out of that mentality of just prayer, happenstance, and events that I didn't expect.